Hello, this is Captain Chaudhari. Today I am going to speak on weather tightness versus water tightness. Many times the students ask me what is the difference between weather tightness and water tightness. Well, a good age-old saying on this is water tightness is something which will not allow water to pass either way, whereas weather tightness means the water is not permitted to pass one way and not necessarily the other way. So when this definition is said, it gives you a rough idea as to what is the requirement in case of weather tightness and water tightness. But I feel when somebody asks you what is weather tightness means it ensures a cover which will not allow seas and sprays to enter a compartment. You must have seen in dry cargo vessels the McGregor hatch covers. They ensure that the seas, sprays, and very rarely, you might have shipping seas or what they say green seas, but that's only for a very, very small time. So the water does not enter the compartment. So these covers, they ensure the weather tightness. Weather tight cover, the examples are all the doors which are around accommodation, around the superstructure, they are weather tight. The booby hatch covers, the air pipe covers, all these covers are weather tight. They won't allow the water to enter the compartment. Watertight cover is the one which will not allow the water to pass either way under pressure head. So typically I tell the boys, like, to understand what is watertight, we must understand this watertight or pressure test which is conducted typically after a bulk carrier finishes, or for that matter any ship finishes the discharge of cargo. So on bulk carriers, what they do is they fill up the double bottoms under gravity, and the later part, apart from the manhole covers which are on double bottom, you would appreciate that there are two air pipes and a sounding pipe. So typically by hose, the sounding pipe is filled up. As the sounding pipe is filled up, both the air pipes will also fill up. So a surveyor would have a look at the water level at the sounding pipe, and hereafter no operations, no ballasting, deballasting operation should be conducted. That would ensure that there is no intake or outflow of water from the double bottom tank. And after an appreciable period of time, say about 10 minutes, when surveyor sees that the water level in the sounding pipe is same, it would ensure the watertight integrity of the entire system that was tested now. And the system that was tested was double bottom tank, the air pipes which were associated, and the sounding pipe. Now mind you, the double bottom tank might have about 10 or 12 manholes. All these manholes are watertight, and that is tested by the pressure head which was provided to the tank. Please note one thing. It is very important that the faces of the manhole cover, the facing surface of the manhole cover and the packing must be in absolute good condition. If you think that somewhere the facing is dented or damaged, then however much you tighten the bolt, the water tightness will not come in. You might put a few inches of layers of cement box, it will not prevent the water from oozing out. So water tightness is also ensured by good engineering requirement and the packing material, the thickness of packing, and the spacing of the bolts which are tightened. So we have understood what is watertight. So example of watertightness is not the weathertight doors, not the weathertight McGregor hatch covers. Example of watertightness is a watertight joint is like manhole covers. On the oil tankers, the manhole covers which are on deck, they are also watertight. The watertight doors, and of course, sometimes on the bulk carrier or on cargo ship, dry cargo ships, one of the middle holds is considered as ballastable holds. The requirement of this ballastable hold is from outside the water, of course, should not come in, and even when the hold is flooded fully, filled up fully, and it is made to overflow, the water should not come out from the hatch cover. So, can we say that all these places where you have this watertight requirement, either the watertightness is tested by a pressure head, because it is supposed to withstand the pressure, or it is ensured by the precise engineering requirements and the scantling details requirement and the packing material and the quality of packing, the condition of packing. For example, you might have an overboard discharge valve which is underwater actually, and the watertightness is ensured by once again the engineering requirement to have the watertightness and the kind of packing, the kind of joint it is with the hull, right? So I've told you the various places where the watertightness is ensured. When it comes to testing, we say how the weather tightness or water tightness is tested. Typically, the weather tightness is tested by three kinds of tests, three tests. That is the light test, chalk test, and the hose test. Right? This is to test the weather tightness. Chalk test means on the compression bar. You see, wherever there is a packing on one side, there is compression bar on the other side. On the compression bar, first of all, the compression bar should be straight, undamaged, and free of rust, etc. And a layer of or a coat of chalk is marked there. Upon making the door or cover tight, what happens is a clear print comes, undistorted print comes on the rubber packing and that ensures that the rubber packing as well as the compression bar are doing their jobs. Hose test. Typically, the arrangement is made for the surveyor to be on the inner side of the cover, and from outside a jet, pressurized jet, say about 2 bar, and which is placed, the hose is placed very close to the joint or the packing, say about 1 or 1.5 meter maximum. Water with little pressure, is forced in from one side, and the other side is tested for the leaks. So I was telling you about the chalk test and light test. Light test is to be considered as a lighter form of this test for the weather tightness. The arrangement is made, say, for the surveyor to be inside the hold, the tween deck is closed, or he goes in a safe area, say in lower hold, and from there he tries to look at cover, MacGregor hatch cover, which is sealed properly. If any light comes, it is a clear indication that the weather tightness would not be maintained. Water tightness or weather tightness can also be checked by the signals that are passed, that is, transmission of these waves is done on one side and it is received on the other side, where you have crevices or joints or leakage, the signal will be distorted. When we talk about the weather tightness and water tightness, you might have seen sometimes there are portholes which are below the freeboard deck, where generally below the freeboard deck the portholes should not be allowed. But if you see load line convention, there is a requirement that these portholes, if at all, should be at least so much distance above the summer load line, right? And these portholes, because they are in continuous exposure to the seas, etc., and heavier pressure is likely to be experienced there, they should be supported by an inside porthole that is metallic, and the scantling of the rubber packing and the strength of material, that is the steel porthole, that is also ensured by the rules. Right, then that's it about the water tightness and weather tightness. Thank you very much.